All right, we're recording. Okay, Fan Jam team call. It is March 25th, 2020, and I'm really excited tonight to come and speak to you guys about a little bit about navigating conversations during this time and kind of what things look like for our businesses right now. Things have definitely shifted, and I think this is a really, really great opportunity for us right now to start talking about what it looks like in the world of being a Beachbody coach and how we kind of move forward from here. I know we've all felt pretty shook in the past 2 weeks, and we've really been navigating our own lives and trying to figure everything out. And I feel like this week the dust is settling a little bit, and we're trying to figure things out, trying to figure out what our normal is right now and what that looks like. But before we dive into it, I really just want to pass this over to you guys. If anyone has any recognition, feel free to unmute yourself, or you can drop it in the chat.
I'll go. So none of my people are on, but hopefully they'll catch the recording. So I wanted to recognize Kiara again. She is at SC8 already. And she has 4 VIP members. So she's already halfway to Diamond, and she's been coaching for a month. Like, she's just, and her PB is always like 1,000 or more. Like, she just really believes in this. She really believes in what this is all about, and she has no problem talking about it. She's been rocking her social media. Like, I'm just so proud of her. I wanted to officially welcome Sandra, and she's already at SC6, and she started coaching 2 weeks ago, and she has 1 VIP member already. She's on the doorsteps of Emerald. She's just waiting to sign up her husband, so she will be at Emerald. And I wanted to recognize Jennifer for starting a free group. She sent it to me today. She already has posted content in there, and she just asked me to take a look at it, and it's amazing, and I'm really proud of her. She's been through a lot in her life, and this is really giving her purpose, and she really just wants to share that with others, and she really exemplifies what this business is about. So I'm really proud of her. And Ashley for being really creative in our accountability group. She's taking the evening check-in posts, and everyone is different every day. Like, it's not just a standard poll. She's really put thought behind it, and she really asks people to think about where they're at and comment with, actual comments, as opposed to just kind of hitting a poll. So that requires thought behind it. So I'm really proud of her for that. That was a lot, but I just had lots to say.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Like, how good does that feel? I'm so proud of you and your team. You guys are doing incredible things, and you guys are making waves right now. So super proud of you guys, and you should be too. Anybody else?
I'll hop on because I have to. Drew's on as well, so he's going to take notes because I have dance virtually as well. But I wanted to give a huge shout out to Kaylee. She just got Rob's account to SC6. She's running her business like a boss. Like, she's already killed it in hers, and now she's growing Rob's business so fast. And so welcoming all them. Brayden, you're on the call, so that's amazing to see your face here. And then I'm not sure if you're on yet, but Taryn is a new coach with us. And I know her through Alicia. She does Juice Plus as well. So welcome to the team. And yeah, for everybody else that's just crushing it, cashing checks and breaking necks. So appreciate you all.
That's awesome. Great work, you guys. And anybody else have anything? I just wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone that has helped me pull together this free virtual group. It's been just incredible. I cannot believe that we're over 900 people in this group, you guys. 900 people. This is insane. I've never had a group like this. And even though we're collaborating, we collectively have never had a group like this. And I'm so proud of all of you who have stepped up to run either one of the Zooms or do the posts, contribute in the chat, like really just like helping people to engage in conversation and moving these people through what it feels like to be part of our community, because that's the whole point. And it really is surrounding them with positivity. And right now you guys are doing such an amazing job at that. So I just want to say a huge thank you from me personally. I've almost needed that space on a personal level outside of business. And I just appreciate all of you who've been contributing to that and just making it such a success. For those of you that are not a part of that group, and maybe you're considering running your own free group, please dive in there and take all the content. Take everything. It's working really well. And I really feel like there's a ton of stuff in there that you can offer as value to people. So if you are feeling like you don't have value to offer right now, go into that group and pull what you can, and take that and run with it. So, okay, let's move on. I really just wanted to really kick this off tonight and take the opportunity to really connect with you guys about what's happening in the world with COVID-19, the dreaded word, and really how we continue to move our businesses individually and as a team right now, just during such a time of uncertainty. And what does this look like? I have had a lot of conversations with all of you over the past week or so. And I know that this is having a different impact on everyone, but it is impacting everyone in some way, shape, or form. It has definitely impacted the world. And together, collectively, we can identify that we all need each other right now. And I've been hearing how some of you are kind of feeling like you're a little bit stuck. And you really kind of have the mindset, some people, not everyone, but we fall into the mindset based on conversations that we're hearing or comments that we're seeing of, we're taking advantage of people during this time. And this is something that I really want to get the air clear tonight and help you guys to understand what your role is right now. Last year, this time, there was 2,000 people a day that were signing up for Beachbody On Demand. This year, there's 15,000 people a day signing up for Beachbody On Demand. Like, that is insane. And if you ever are doubting this business, this opportunity, those numbers don't lie. People need us. This is where people are really starting to think about the future. Anyone who is sitting on the fence, they're really evaluating, like, what are my options right now? And this isn't just people who can't go to the gym. And I think that a little bit about what we've been hearing and maybe what we've been seeing from other coaches online has been like, oh, people aren't going to the gym, they're signing up. This isn't about people who are not able to go to the gym anymore. This is so much bigger than that, you guys. There's so many people who don't go to the gym. So don't worry about the people who aren't going to the gym and might go back to the gym. They might fall in love with what we're doing and never go back to the gym. Who knows? Or they might fall in love with what we're doing and bring it with them to the gym. But outside of that, there's so many more people who need us as coaches. And I truly feel like we have a responsibility right now to really guide people. There's 15,000 people signing up on Beachbody On Demand. I guarantee you thousands of those are signing up without a coach. And we're starting to see that because you will be getting Beachbody leads. If you're an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club 5, you will start getting Beachbody leads. But it's our responsibility to try and connect with people before they just go to beachbody.com and decide to grab Beachbody On Demand for 3 months or 6 months, or they have no idea what they're buying because there's so many options. And it really is our responsibility to be a leader right now, because even when people sign up, they're like, now what? And so as a coach, we really have to start guiding them. So I briefly kind of snuck it in there that if you're an Emerald coach and hitting Success Club 5, you are getting leads. I did a call on this live on this on FamJam Empire team page. So if you have no idea what Beachbody leads are, please go check that out after this call. I have a sample email in there as well that you can send out to people that you are getting leads. And we can kind of talk about that at the end of this call if you guys have questions on that. But it's important to be reaching out to everyone right now, because even if these 15,000 people don't get assigned to you, they could get assigned to your downline. And this is a really important time to start identifying, how are you leading your team and how are you showing up right now for your coaches? Because your coaches need you just as much as your clients need you. So it really is a time to step up as a leader, and all of you are leaders. It doesn't matter rank, it doesn't matter income, it doesn't matter any title. As a coach equals leader on this team. So I really want to empower you guys to start having these conversations so that we can talk to people before they get to the website and sign up. And I know that I am getting so many other comments of like, but Shalane, everyone and their mother is signing up for all these free virtual workouts, and this gym's offering this workout, and all these trainers are starting to come up with their own, and there's 14-day free trials from companies with Les Mills, and like there's all these things, and I'm hearing it in all the different chats. But I was actually listening to Mwala today, Mwala Caesar, and I wrote this down. He said, this isn't about other trainers that are starting to offer virtual workouts at boot camps who are trying to make $1 off of the situation that's happening. This is what we do. And I want you to all know this and believe in this. Go and inspire your neighbor. And that struck me. I was like, yes. Like, any doubt in your mind, anything that other people are doing, it's all just like noise. So we're just going to crowd out the noise, and we're going to stay in our lane, and we're going to do what we know how to do best. So we need to be reaching out to people. We need to be leaning into those leads. We need to learn how to really help our team navigate all of this. And this is without guilt, like zero guilt ever in promoting Beachbody right now and what we do. It's not a time to be slimy about it. We don't need to get into DMs and be going, oh, so I bet you wish you joined with me a year ago now that your gym is closed. Like, we don't need to be having any of those types of conversations. And I know that they're happening, not on our team, but I know that they're definitely happening. But we just need to be human, and we just need to connect, and we just need to follow up with people. And literally right now is the time to follow up with anyone you have ever spoken to before in the past. If their name is on a list somewhere, connect with them. Don't assume that anyone is going to say no. Do not assume that people can't afford it right now. Don't assume that people don't want it. We cannot make the assumption for people and make the decision for them without letting them speak for themselves. I hear assumptions being made all the time about people can't afford this, and people are losing their jobs. And I know that this is a hard time, but you guys, guess what? People are saving money on gas. People are saving money on not saving for a trip. They're saving money because they can't put their kids in sports, because there are no sports to put their kids into. People are saving money everywhere right now. And yes, I understand that there is a financial crisis for some families. But when you look at it, we're going nowhere. I mean, I haven't even filled up my car with gas in 2 weeks. Like, it's different ways. And understand that people are really going to be spending money and investing in their health like never before. So even if money has been something that they've said there's been like a financial reason in the past, please don't assume, or if you've seen them post on social media, I lost my job, I'm a teacher, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever, just wipe that out and really just lead with love and know that people are investing their money in different ways right now. And we're all in different situations, and we can't make that assumption for people. So that is first and foremost. When you are leading into a conversation, try to go into the conversation without any assumptions or without judgment about what you think they might say, because that energy definitely feeds when we are speaking to people. I really truly feel like everyone kind of needs us now more than ever. I think that now is the time that we can make like a massive impact on this world. And I really want us as a team collectively to be able to look back on this months from now and see how much of an impact we made during this time. Because I know we can make a really huge impact right now. It's not about sales, it's about health. We're supporting physical health, we're supporting mental health, we're supporting emotional health. I listened to Elise on a call today, and she talked about how all she's getting right now are messages from people. Before all of this happened, she was getting messages from people that were like, look at my transformation, here's my physical transformation, check out my bar booty, look at these abs. Like, she's like, it was all physical. And she's like, ever since this happened, the only messages I'm getting right now are, thank you so much, because I feel like you're speaking to my soul right now when you pull that affirmation card. Thank you so much for creating this program, because it's the only thing that is keeping me mentally in the game of life right now. And that was like, it gave me chills when I could listen to her speak about all the different messages that she's getting and how it's flipped. And I think more so, it's not just about that physical transformation. It really is about the whole thing that we have to offer. Is my internet good? I'm saying that I'm unstable. Am I still good here? Okay. So I really want you guys to kind of ask yourselves, what do you guys want coming out of this? Like, do you want to sit back and watch your business crumble right now? Or are we ready to rise up to the occasion right now? We, as much as you may not want to hear this, we're on the front lines of this. And you probably have not thought of it that way, but we are. This, as coaches, we are helping people head on with their health and wellness right now. So it's our responsibility to take this very seriously right now and to change so many lives with the force that we can be, and the world needs us right now. So I don't really care what rank you are. I don't care what income it is. You guys are here for a reason. You're here hearing this opportunity because this is your purpose. This is why we're here together, and we're going to make a massive impact on this world. But you have to have the belief that you can do this with us. And I need you to put the action behind the belief so that we can make it happen. And that is the only way we're going to move forward, is if we have the belief and we take the action in order to do this. So I am here for it. I am ready. I am ready to start taking even more action than I ever have before. This is like launch time. This is it. And it has come at a very weird time because we actually have a program that is launching, and it is really an opportunity to talk to literally everyone. Just get them learning and seeing what our programs and products are. I really feel like right now is the most important time that we've really seen in our lifetime. For me, I know it has. I've never experienced anything like this in my lifetime as impactful as what we're seeing right now globally. And I think we're just starting to see a massive pivot. And even for myself, I'm feeling a massive pivot in the way that I'm showing up in my business and the way that I'm viewing what this opportunity really truly is for people. And so I really hope that you guys see it that way as well. And I really hope that if you're having any negative thoughts or doubts or fears or worries about reaching out to people, that we can just get through those tonight. I don't want you to just like suppress it and say, go away. Like, let's work through that. So I would love to really open this up to you guys and have you be able to express to us kind of what some of your frustrations are. What are some of the things that you're getting back from people? What are your holdups, and how can we work through these and navigating conversations with people in a time where people really feel alone? But it is our responsibility to lead everyone right now. And it is our responsibility to help them and to meet them where they are at. I have some scripts that I'm willing to share. But before we get into that, I really will open this up. I think the most important thing before you get into conversation with people is to start understanding what it is you're inviting to, and to make a plan. an action plan of the days that you're inviting and what is it that you're going to invite to on the days that you are in, or the time of the day that you are inviting. I shared earlier today that Lindsay Matway is actually hosting a coach opportunity call on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This doesn't happen anymore, you guys. Calls like this don't come around every day. This is like they're coming out of retirement, I feel like, to host this call for people. It will be massive. There will be a lot of people on it, and it will be the top coaches in the network. I will get my hands on the recording of it. However, there's something really powerful. If you have any clients that you want to follow up with to have them take a peek at the coaching opportunity, that is the call you want them to be on. If there's anybody that you have a dream team list of, that is the call that you should be inviting them to. Anybody that you're in conversation with right now from the free group that maybe finances are strained for them and that is a legit concern, and they are talking about looking for a new job, that is the call that they should be on to see if this is a good fit for them. So really know what you're inviting to. For me, for the next 2 days, the rest of today, Thursday, and moving into Friday, I'm inviting to that call in terms of coaching. That's my invite. The second piece to that is I'm inviting to our 10 rounds group that is starting on Monday. So those are my 2 invites right now. I'll get into more invites later into April, and like after we start Monday with 10 rounds, I'll kind of, again, I'll flip it and I'll talk about that, but I'm really focusing on what can I invite to right now and how can I close this month out, especially because we're getting so many Beachbody leads. Let's ensure you guys are Emerald and hitting Success Club 5 for the month of March, because that is what's going to even launch your business even further and give you free opportunity to connect with people who want to change their lifestyle. They're begging for someone to reach out to them to guide them. So those are the 2 things I'm inviting to. I really want you guys to just write down what are the things that you are going to invite to. If you are not clear on that, it will be a holdup for you and you will not invite. That's my experience with it. I will say going into April, if you guys are getting objections about 10 rounds because there is 2 weighted workouts, if you're getting objections about that, we're going to pull together a completely hybrid calendar with Beachbody On Demand that uses only body weight, no weights whatsoever. Because a lot of people right now, access to purchasing weights is harder. It's really challenging for people to kind of get stuff. So, I just feel like it's important to be able to offer anything that is strictly body weight or it's in your house that you can use type of thing. Okay. So that will be a focus for April, hybrid calendar coming out for that. I don't have dates on it yet, but we will. And just so you know, if anyone objects with, oh, well, I don't have weights at home, you have something to fall back on and a challenge pack that we can go ahead and get them set up with anyways. Okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing the chat here. I will go through it and see if there's any questions. I was on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt myself there. And then let's just dive right into some conversations. And then I've got a few opportunities for you guys at the end of this that I want you to, hopefully you guys will all take advantage of these. Again, they're coming from Lindsay Matway. So we'll talk about those at the end, but let's continue on with conversations with people. I'm going to
new people on there who don't know who Lindsay is.
Sorry, yeah, potentially. So Lindsay Matway, for those of you who don't know, is like our great grandma coach. I have to think about in the genealogy. She's been a coach for 10 years in the company. She's been top coach for I don't know how long. She's what's that?
Highest earning coach.
Highest earning coach. We were on a call with her a couple of weeks ago. She's made over $20 million with the company. It's insane. She's been coaching for 10 years. This is her 10th year right now. And she is really just coming out hot with all the things this month to help everyone in her downline, which includes all of you guys. we are all in her downline, which is fantastic. And I just love because they have so many leaders on their team that we are just getting so many resources at this time. And they're pulling together some really cool opportunities that we want to take advantage of that normally we wouldn't be able to because they just don't run them like they are running them right now. So we'll get into that. I'm just going to quickly go through the chat. If anyone wants to unmute themselves and talk about an invite that is working or an objection that they're getting, we can kind of just work through that as a team. If you don't, I'm going to drop some scripts that I've been using into the chat as well.
I can talk because I like to hear my own voice.
Yes, girl.
I think, well, and I talked to you about this, about my holdback. I just kind of had been in my own head a little bit when it comes to coaching invites. I don't feel like, because I'm newer, I have a credible team to invite to sometimes, you know, it's hard to get them to get to know Shailene and Shorty and Danielle Ray just from me like being like, follow these girls, please. Like, so I have been having trouble with that. So, and I've been talking to Shailene about that. And so I really went out there and I put out that 20 invites to coaches. And because of the free group, so I'm going to use one for the free group that's been working for me. So as I invited people to that free group, I also added them as a friend on Facebook and let them decide if they wanted to be my friend or not, right? So I followed up with everyone. And then I really looked for them on my feed. And every time I saw their stories, like I checked it out, right? And I started saving to my collection, just like Shailene says, about potential coaches that people, I just dig them, right? Like this one girl's so funny every day. Like she's just bringing the laughter to everybody, right? And so I just reached out and I said, hey, you know, it's been so great to connect with you over these last few weeks. I've really been watching your stories and following everything you've been doing because I think you're just such a leader in the way that you've been bringing so much positivity and light to the world right now. And, you know, I'm vibing with that because that's what I'm trying to do too. Have you ever considered being a coach? And out of the 20 I sent today, I think I'll probably have 8 people on that call on Friday. So that's freaking insane. And I haven't even really got to my DCs yet. So that's a really good position to be in. But it was just like, I was so in my head about it. I've been in my head about it I talked to Shailene last month and told her, you know, I'm going to build Rob's account. I still have this problem with working coaches. You know, I don't know how to invite to that. It's not working out for me. And I just kind of let those like times that didn't work out for me get to me with coaching. When I don't let that get to me with challenge packs or anything else, like I'm like, that's cool. You just get whatever you want to get. I'll be here when you're done. Like whatever, do it on your own. I'll follow up. So it was really good to get out of my head with that today. So just know that like you really do just kind of have to sometimes reach out to someone on the team. Like I've been talking to Tara a ton, all the girls in the virtual group. It's just so nice to get to know people on this team better, and just finding those people that, you know, they're always there for you. So just know that you could reach out to anyone on this team at any time and be like, I like what you said about this or whatever. So just know that. Also, I love you guys. And I'm not going to cry tonight for the first time in 3 weeks.
It's not over yet. Don't. I love that. That is a huge win. And I am so proud of you for going for it because I know how in your head you were. And you had that roadblock up. And I commend you, 1, for being very aware of it, and 2, for reaching out to get help to try and push through it instead of just crumbling and going, I can't do it, or I'm not going to do it, or avoiding the work. And 8 people out of 20, that is massive.
Awesome. Yeah.
That is massive. That shows me though that you did more than just invite. You've been putting in the account. And I always say, like, every time you like, every time you comment, every time you watch a story, every time you reply to a story, you send them a message, you're like depositing into their bank account, right? And you've been doing that for 12 days now. and you're reaping the benefits of that because it wasn't just an invite and waiting for a response back and then nothing else happened. So that's massive. That's huge. And
Yeah.
I can't wait for that
There
call.
was nothing fake about it, right? There's nothing fake about me reaching out to those people. Like, I literally have been watching those people because I think they're enlightened. So don't feel like you have to like fake it, you know, be really personal in your messaging. Because I find if I send one big slew of messages like, flash sale, everybody go, nobody replies. But if I'm like, hey, you know, have this conversation going, it works better. So I don't think you can mass text message everybody to get them in, but I definitely think you need to just connect with the people. And I'm definitely getting better at that. Thank you, Shaylee.
I love it. You're doing an awesome job. And I love the way that you worded that and sent the message out to them. You also had a really great message, a really great response to people who are in the free group. So I'm going to get you to touch on that one. But before we do, let's stay with coaching. So inviting to the coach call opportunity for Friday. This is something that I have sent out to a couple of people. I'm going to put it into the chat right now. This is a follow-up to people that have said no to me in the past, people that have been in coach sneak peeks before, people that I've just connected with, or they've reached out to me to say like, hey, I'm kind of sort of thinking about this. So I sent this out to 20 people today, and I've gotten some responses back. A couple of people are still like, no, this is a crazy time for me, I can't. And other people were like, yes, please send me the link, I'd love to be on it. So again, just reaching out to people. My biggest thing is just like, I was thinking about you, or you were on my heart. Can we chat? Like, where are we at? Let's circle back. It's been a while since we spoke. You know, how are you? And like really just getting them to like open up. That has been working for me a lot. Another thing that you can invite, or another invite that you can send, you guys can just copy these right from the chat if you want to. Inviting to coaching. It's really elaborate, you guys. It's like 3 lines. All I send, this is for like a new person. It's like super short. I don't go into detail. I don't tell them what coaching is. The whole point of it is for them to be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Tell me more. Beautiful. Like now we can talk and have a conversation instead of my message being this long on their screen and they're like, I'm not reading that. Because for me, that's what I get. I get ghosted more. So for me, that's one that's worked really well and just helped me to like, for them just to be like, yeah, sure, I check it out. And then I dive into like way more information, or I voice note. I voice note that actually quite a bit. Instead of like copy and paste, I'll voice note exactly what I just said there. Something that you could say to invite for, I'm going to give you another, like a longer one. This is for somebody who is currently a client. Maybe they're in your challenge group already, and you think that they would be really great at coaching, and you want to invite them to be a part of the call on Friday. That's like the end goal. Like, what is the goal from this invite is to see if that they will get on the call on Friday. I got a couple of these actually from some of the top coaches. So here's one. Hey, you're having amazing results of the program. You're inspiring everyone in our group with your progress. So proud of you. Have you ever considered being a coach? And this is great if you're a newer coach. Like say, I've just started, but it's helped me in this way. It's helped me to be able to afford groceries, and it holds me accountable staying on the wagon. Have you ever considered it? Have you ever thought about it? Like, be open about where you're at on your journey with coaching. And you don't have to pretend like you have this massive team. You don't have to pretend like you have all the tools and resources that you created yourself. This business is about duplication. So lean into that and just be super open and honest with people, because that's going to help them. When they turn around and have to invite, that's what's going to help them to be like, oh, I'm new at this too. And I remember when she reached out to me and she said she was a new coach. And that made me feel good, right? So consider that as well. I'll send one more. This is for, again, you guys can copy and paste these. I'll put them in the FamJam group as well so that you have them. But again, like, I know you're loving the accountability that this group offers. You're doing great with the check-ins. I just want to tell you how much I love what you're doing in our challenge group. Have you ever thought about being a coach? You could literally leave it there. Or if you like to be more personal about things, again, like, I know this is your goal, and it would be great way to hold you accountable to this goal while allowing you to earn money to continue your progress. I'm just getting started as a coach, and I love our fit community. Have you ever considered coaching? Again, just an option. Another thing, so this is inviting specifically to the coach opportunity. I said before at the beginning of the call, what are you inviting to? So this is one thing that we can invite to that is happening very soon. The second thing that we can invite to right now is the discount coach opportunity. So anybody who is a client who is going to be purchasing Shakeology again, maybe next month, maybe this is follow-ups from February, maybe this is follow-ups from the beginning of March, you can go ahead and follow up with them again to just check in with them. And I would totally do this after you've checked in with them and maybe you've had a little bit of conversation back and forth about how they're liking the workouts, how they're enjoying the shakes, or maybe how they're enjoying Energize, whatever it might be. But you could say something very simple like, oh, and let me know if you want to learn how to save 25%. We can get you hooked up before your next order ships. Super simple, super easy, not screaming discount coach, not screaming the word coach. We're not like scaring them away right off the get-go, but really just talking about what that looks like to save 25%. That could be an easy transition from getting people from clients into discount coach. So consider that as well. I'm going to talk about free group in a second, follow-ups from that. But before I do that, I really want you guys to make sure that you're still inviting new people as well. We've got 10 rounds happening, and this is pretty much my invite these days for any challenge group. This is my invite. And normally it's after talking to them for a little bit. I could have talked to them for like an hour. I could have talked to them for 3 weeks. It really depends on where I'm at with the conversation. If I feel like they're receiving my message as well. If I'm getting really short answers back, I'm like, okay, they're not into me. I might invite, but I usually try and wait until I can like get them to trust me a little bit more. But if I'm getting really great conversation, then it's really simple. Hey sis, I don't know if you've seen, but I'm enrolling for my next virtual bootcamp and I wanted to pop in and see if it's a good fit for you. And this is what I'm going to be sending out to literally everybody, even as a follow-up. And my follow-up might switch a little bit about like, hey, where were we at? I know we were chatting and you were interested before, but we kind of got off track or we stopped talking about it. I just want to circle back. Where are you at? I am enrolling right now for my next virtual bootcamp. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Is now a good time? Just really simple is really what I like to do, and I like to keep it to. What else? Yeah, so here's another one. Here's like a follow-up to previous invites. And this one, again, it's kind of what I just said. Just want to circle back to our previous conversation. So you can copy these and you can use what you can, okay? So those are kind of my conversations. Those are some of my invites. That's the wording that I'm using. So if you guys are stuck on wording, copy and paste that wording and make it your own. Add a little bit of flair. You can add in a first line of like, hey, I was thinking about you, or like, hey, how are the kids? How are you hanging in? How are you holding up? Anything. Does anybody have questions on those? I'm going to go into follow-up from free group, but if you guys have questions on those, let me know. Okay, so if you've had a free group, or if you are, I mean, this doesn't even really have to be a follow-up from the free group. Some of this conversation can really be any conversation that you're having, but the most important thing is just be having conversations with people. And if you don't have a free group, if you don't have clients, if you don't have coaches, if you don't have a lot of follow-up, because maybe you're just very new, or, you know, it's been invites maybe have been something that have been a block for you and you've been doing the rest of the business, but not invites, which is totally okay. I feel like you evolve as a coach and you You get really comfortable with a couple of things and then you naturally kind of progress into other things. So if you don't have people that you're following up with right now, the most important thing you could do is start as many conversations as you can in a day. If that's 10, awesome. If that's 20, awesome. If that's 50, great. But it's whatever you can handle right now. Just start the conversation. Hey, how are you? How are you hanging in? How's this impacted you? What's life looking like for you right now? Are the kids making you drink 20 bottles of wine right now? Like anything, just start a conversation with people. So from the free group specifically though, if you have someone in a free group or you have someone in our free group, I've been messaging a lot of people this week, and my message has been pretty simple. Hey, checking in. And I usually do like a little heart emoji. How are you enjoying the 10 free workouts? Or how are you enjoying the workouts? Some people just joined this week, so some people are on like week 1 technically of the 2-week free group. So it kind of depends on where they're at. Yours are making you drink 20 bottles of wine. Yeah, see, people need to talk about this stuff, Trish. So really just like, how are you enjoying it? And that's really going to help to open up the conversation and allow for the small talk. Just allow for the small talk. Go back and forth. Offer more structure after if they say that they're enjoying it. That this is the biggest piece. And don't be afraid to offer a challenge pack as a follow-up to the free group. This is where you can say, are you looking for a little more accountability outside of just these 14 days? Because our group is coming to an end. This is another message that you can send. Our group is coming to an end this weekend. Are you looking for a little bit more structure in your life right now? How did this serve you? How did you enjoy those workouts? Would you like to layer in a meal plan? You know, you can really talk a lot more about, would this be something that you would like to have that's a little more permanent instead of just being so temporary for 14 days. And I think navigating the conversation that way is really going to help you guys. Other things that I have been saying is, I will put them in the chat, and just talking to people. I've just been saying, how has this impacted you? Has been a really big one for me, because it opens up a lot of conversation and people really want to talk right now and they want someone to listen. So that's really been working in terms of starting conversation. Are you dealing with everything okay? Like, where are you at? Because we have a lot of free resources that I can send to people based on what they tell me what they're dealing with. Do they need a free meditation? Do they need a gratitude journal? Do they need a great podcast to listen to? Do they need support and accountability? Do they need the workouts? Do they need nutrition? Are they snacking too much? Like, there's so many things that based on what they say, you can start navigating that conversation a little bit more. Something else that you can say as a follow-up to the free group, and this will be like my invite, so to speak. Thanks for being a part of our 14-day free group. We had so much fun. And like, voice note this stuff to you guys. It really got our minds off of what's happening in the world right now. I know it's an uncertain time, but I'd love to invite you to join our virtual boot camp that is starting on Monday. Would you be interested to learn more? It's not yucky. It's not salesy. It's a really great way. If they say no, you can still continue on the conversation. But that's now a follow-up for you for another time. If they're saying no to all of your invites and you are getting the response of no, you can offer something and say, hey, okay, you know what? I've got a free group that's actually going to be coming up in April. I'd love to add you into that. Is that something you'd be interested in? If they say no and they're not a part of the free group already, this is just an invite, and they say no, you're like, okay, you know what? I've got 10 free workouts I can send to you. I can email them over to you if you want. I get that now is not really a great time for you, but I can definitely send that over if that's something you're interested in. Offer so much value. I wrote down, we have, I don't know where I put it. We have the free resources. The other thing that you could do, the free resources of the kids workouts. You could do like a live every day on your main Facebook page for like recess time, and do like a 15-minute thing where families can show up on your live every day at 10 a.m. and you're going to do like recess time with the kids. Either you could do the 10 free workouts. I have a self-care, self-isolation resource guide that I'm going to drop in the FamJam Empire team page as well. That's something that you could send. And there's some really great links in there for self-care. So really just think of like when people say no, what can you give them in terms of value that is free that we already have our hands on? There's so much that we can offer. So make sure you offer that value as well. Okay, so those are conversations. Those are like verbiage that I'm using that is starting a lot of conversation. Does anybody have anything that they're using that they're loving that's working? Or what are the objections that you're getting right now that you need help navigating?
I'll share. Something that's been working for me is just, well, for one, I do voice notes, so it's hard for me to like, copy and paste what I say, but anytime someone comments or posts on my Facebook page or on my feed about, you know, really struggling with the social distance, the kids are driving them crazy. I'm constantly just always trying to add, like, not necessarily just the workouts, but like, hey, your kid's driving you crazy. We have these great, awesome kid resources over here. Would you like to, jump into it? I get constantly asked if it's on my personal Facebook page. I get constantly assumed that I'm going live about it and not like Zoom. So those are like conversations that I'm navigating. I had a lady this morning join our group and she was almost waiting for me to like instruct the workout during the Zoom workout. So I'm trying to explain the process a little bit better. Objections I'm getting is like, no, I'm good. I have my own routine. No, my personal trainer's going live on Facebook. No, I have YouTube. Like those are the kind of common objections I'm getting that I'm trying to still navigate and keep that conversation going without just going, okay, thanks, bye. So just trying to figure out more pinpoints.
And I love that. And I love like saying no, okay, thanks, bye is like, that to me is almost more salesy than just diving in, right? And like opening that conversation up. Because now if they have an objection, like, my trainer's going live, I'm fine. You can ask, hey, totally cool. That's awesome. If you're looking for a little bit more structure, we have that in our group and this is what it looks like. Just talking more about what they get with you instead of just the workout. Because sometimes I think that that's the piece that we miss in the conversation and people don't understand the community. So really add value with community. Send them a screen share of like, screen record the group and be like, here's the people that checked in today. Like, this is what it looks like. Show them that even, and that might help. Or sending them like a meal plan, being like, hey, we get weekly meal plans as well. Like, here's a free one. Hope that this serves you well. Check this out. This is the type of resource that you get in our group every single week. So try to think of other things outside of the box. And oftentimes the no right away is because they think they have it figured out. But even asking what their goals are, like, that's awesome. Like, how long have you been with your trainer? Start asking questions about the things that they're into instead of always feeling like we have to have this reason why they should join us. Sometimes it's just leaning into the thing that they love, because I know when someone comes at me about Beachbody, I'm like, okay, it's on. Like, oh no, you did not just diss Beachbody. Like, this is my community. These are my people. No. So when we offer something new, just come at the light of like, when they're like, oh, I've got my trainer already, I'm good. Ask them questions about that and really get them to open up, because I've had people who have told me that they love their gym. They would never leave their gym. And we got into the conversation and I was like somehow it ended up coming out that they had only lost 5 pounds in the past 8 months. And their goal was to lose 45 pounds. So I just I tweaked my head a little bit and I was kind of like, well, if that's your goal, is what you're doing working for you to get there? Like, how do we navigate that? Maybe we can layer this with extra accountability and extra support. And those are the types of conversations where, like, if you just get people to look at what they're actually doing, more times than not, it's not even really serving them in the way that they think it is. but it's getting creative in that conversation to not just be like, what you're doing is not working. with more love than that. But I love that. Start asking a lot more questions. I think it'll really help to just kind of keep the conversation going. Ask the question about whatever they respond to. I think that will help. I know money has been a big one. I don't have enough money right now. That has been a very big response. And again, offering the coach opportunity as different, offering the 10 free workouts if they aren't already in the free virtual fit fam, offering the 10 free workouts, offering a 3-month BOD. Don't be afraid to meet them where they're at. I know we talk challenge pack because challenge pack equals success club, which equals rewards trip, which equals leads, like it has its benefits for sure, but don't be afraid to meet people where they're at. Hey, I know money's tight right now. Maybe this $186 package is not what's going to serve you and your family, but what if we could do a $50 package for 3 months? Maybe that would serve you right now. And maybe people are just feeling a little uncertain and they don't know when the gym's going to open back up again. And they're comfortable with 3 months. They can do 3 months. A year to them is like, well, I don't know what's going to happen in the next year. Even when I'm inviting to 10 rounds right now, my conversation is just on the 6 weeks. I'm not even really talking about the year BOD because I feel like people aren't there yet. We're just not able to like comprehend what's going to happen in the next couple of months. We can see short term, but looking that far into the future can be a little bit challenging. So even just meeting people where they're at with 3-month BODs, I mean, you don't know what can happen with that. That person can end up being your greatest coach. That person, you could end up changing that person's life, so don't be afraid of that too. If money is an objection, go with that. And then the people who aren't getting the workouts in the free group, I have actually had this as well. And I have literally told them to schedule a time to work out. I have just said to them straight up, I'm like, okay, when can you work out? And I'm like, I'm going to be your coach right now. And I've said that to so many people in the last week where it's just like, I'm going to be your coach right now. I'm going to give you a kick in the butt. What time are you going to work out tomorrow? And you're going to put a notification. You're going to add it to your calendar right now. And that's the time that you're going to work out tomorrow. I probably had about 30% of the people actually follow through with it, but it was 30% of the people more than it was the day before. But yeah, just get them to like schedule the time to actually do it. That might help. Any other conversations people are struggling with?
I wanted to piggyback on that because I did have a question. So I'm talking to this one lady. I've talked to her forever, like beyond Beachbody. Like she's followed me for like 8 years and has always said, I wish I can train with you. Like I live in Santa Maria down south. I wish there was a way you can train me. And so of course, when I took everything online, I'm like, this is perfect. Like, doesn't matter where you live. So she's always been my every month follow-up. Money has always been an objection. So I always invited her to the flash sales. And then when the free group came around, I was like, perfect. Here's great resources for you. She always tends to have some sort of, reason why she can't do something. And ultimately it comes down to fear. And I finally, after all these conversations that we've had, I've had to really had her actually really admit it. Like she really looked at it and was like, I'm just afraid. I don't know why. I don't know what's holding me back except and I've told her it's you, you have the power. So I'm trying to uplift her with all the things. And I even I did the same thing. I'm like, I want you to work out with me tomorrow at 6, just you and me. I want you to work out with me. And she was like, well, I'll let you know. And I'm like, I know that line. Oh, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I want to go out tomorrow. That's what people do when they just don't want to do it. And so she's like, can I let you know tomorrow if we can work out tomorrow together? And I'm like, all right, cool. Morning, afternoon, evening. So I'm ready for you. And she's like, I just don't know. So it's it's so much fear and I don't know how else to help her without I don't want to give up on her because I feel that's what she's expecting. She's expecting someone to give up, but I don't also know quite how to, really give her that confidence. I know she just needs to dive in to get it and build it, but it's been pretty frustrating on my end, but I'm also just trying to make sure that she knows I'm here for her. But I've been a little more stern lately just because I think she needs it, but
so
Yeah, I did ask her. Well, I asked her that a month ago. I even asked her last night, will you trust me just to work out with me for 30 minutes? Like, I'm giving you the workout. I didn't go into elaborate, but I literally, it's been about trust lately. Try to pull it up. I'll screenshot it too, just what we talked about last night and this morning.
Yeah. And I love that. I think you're too available to her right now, if I can be honest with you. And she has too much access to you right now, so she doesn't have to jump in. And I think sometimes that's hard because I know you don't want to give up on her, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't give up on her. We shouldn't give up on anybody, of course. But I do think that she knows you are going to be there whenever she needs you, regardless if she decides to sign up for anything or join your community or not. And I think for her, it's really going to come down to more, she's attached to you and not necessarily the community. So the community isn't going to mean much to her right now. It sounds like it's more you, and she wants your attention. So really, I would really hone in on that. And again, I love that you're just being a little bit more like to the point and direct with things. I think that will really, really help. But even your next couple of messages to her are just like, I know you're afraid, like keep bringing that out. I know you're scared. I know you're afraid, but like, I just need you to trust me for 30 days. I've got you. Let's do this. We're starting Monday. What's your email? I'm going to send you a share cart. Let's go. Like really direct. I feel Shorty sitting on the edge of her seat. What would you say, Shorty?
I probably wouldn't be following up with her once a month. For sure. Like she would go on my like 3-month follow-up, and it would just be a quick, hey, just checking in, you ready yet? Like that, like just like totally to the point. And I just don't have patience for, I have 2 kids. My daughter's 13. I don't have patience for anything anymore. But like, I just don't have patience for that anymore. And I don't have the time in my business to be spending on wishy-washy people. I want the people that want to be in this. I want the people, and I'm very direct with the people in my group. Like I tell them, I'm not going to handhold. If you want the motivation, you have to create it. And I will be here and I will back you up, and I check in on them, and I go live in my group all the time. But they know from me that I'm not going to handhold. So, because otherwise if you're relying on somebody else, like I don't know if you've ever watched Will Smith, but he says you can't rely on other people to make you happy. And that stuck when I heard him say that. If you're relying on somebody else to give you what you need, it's not going to be sustainable. So she wants you to give her what she needs. She wants to rely on you, but then it's not going to be sustainable. And that's what we want. We want to leave people with a sustainable progress. And that's what this is all about, right? But they have to kind of do it on their own. And that's with our coaches too. And I've learned that as I went along, right? Like, so, she just can't, you're allowing her to rely on you, to check in with her, to follow up with her. And I know that you want to do it because it's important to you, but sometimes you just have to be like, okay, like every 3 months, I'll just check in.
I need Shorty's tough love sometimes too.
It only resonates with certain people for sure, but the people that it doesn't resonate with, they're not my people. They're just not my people. So.
And it's true. And that's the thing that I think sometimes we miss as coaches, because we want to help everyone. It's like, I love you and I want to help you, but you have to meet me halfway. And I cannot do this for you. I can't come to your house and work out for you. I can't come to your house and meal prep for you. I can't come to your house and invite for you. All these things, like for all of us as coaches, like none of our coaches are coming into our house to do anything for us, whether it's our own journey for our clients or for our own journey for coaching. Nobody is going to come and do it for us. We have to be the leader, and we have to empower people to be the leader in their own health and wellness journey, and empower our coaches to be the leader of their own business. And so that can be really hard. And that is a transition that I think you're seeing in your business right now. It took me I was probably at the year mark where I started seeing that transition happening. And I think you're in this transition period of really feeling that, right? Because as a new coach, you feel like you kind of have to like, you got to give them everything, and you got to earn that trust. You've got her trust, right? You don't have to give her anything else. You have her trust. Yep. Anybody else?
The whole time you were talking, I was just like, oh my God, there's no, like, I am just so about boundaries. So for me, when I take on everybody's stuff that specifically, it's too much for me. And also I always like say, and I've said this to Shaw, we've had this conversation numerous times, about when you convince someone that isn't ready, and you can't control what they're doing and they can't control what they're doing, and they cycle out and they can't do it. And I'm like, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. Like, you can't, girl. Like, no matter how many times you want to. I have like maybe 2 people that I stalk ridiculously because they're family. One is my sister-in-law, and she needs this more than ever, and she needs me to kick her in the ass every day. But besides that, like, I can't. And I learned that really quickly after starting this business, that if I kept, you know what I mean? Like, we are so motivating. Don't forget you're not. And like, just those lives and stuff keeps them going. And all those posts every day. Like, I read Shailene's post in Wellness Fam Jam. I read Tara's post, and I spend a lot of time, but that's what motivates me to keep going. So, and we're putting that out there to other people. We cannot make them do it. And so if someone's wishy like that to me, I am like almost out. I just can't take it. Like, you got to know what you want. You hit a point, and it's like timing is right for people sometimes. So just, that's that 3-month thing. Like, sometimes it is just timing, and they have to like really just be at the point where they have to want it for themselves. We can't want it for them. I mean, we all do, but it doesn't work out. It doesn't translate.
I love that. Those are such great points and great reminders. Okay, how are we feeling? Are we good? I feel like, again, like I said at the beginning of the call, but I feel like last week was just a really big transition week for a lot of people. And I feel like this week people are really just kind of, the dust is settling out a little bit. And we're just trying to stay afloat at this point for some people. And other people, it's life as usual. So don't assume that everyone's life is completely flipped upside down. There is changes for sure, but there are a lot of people who are still going to work. There are a lot of people who are still life as normal. And it's a little bit different because we're keeping a 6-foot distance from everyone and no one wants to make eye contact anywhere you go. But there are people who still have their regular routine in terms of like getting up and going to work. So keep that in mind too. And as you get into conversations with people and you just start asking, like, how has this impacted you? You'll start to hear so many of those stories. I know you guys have heard so many of them already, but it really helps you to like get out of your own head of assuming everyone is in the same position that you're in right now. And that was hard for me last week. Okay. I want to offer something to you guys. I don't normally do this, but I think this is a really cool opportunity. So outside of inviting and having a plan of what you're inviting to and navigating these conversations, please, as you're getting conversations, if you are feeling a block, you have all the scripts that you need in this chat. If you are feeling a block in any way, please screenshot your conversations and send them to your upline coach, or send them to us, or send them to someone on this team that you heard even speak today that maybe resonated with you. If their style is more your style, send it to them and ask them, hey, can you look at this? Like, what would you say back to it? Everyone on here is so willing to like help you navigate those conversations 100%. Something that actually I came across that I thought was really cool, and this does not matter where you are at in your business. This is a 2-week launch/relaunch group that is happening for your business. And this is going to be led by Lindsay Matway, again, one of the top coaches in the company. And alongside her top coaches, they are going to be leading a 2-week, basically Coach Academy group. And it doesn't matter where you're at in your business, you can be a part of this group. It is a Facebook group. You can dive in and you can go through 2 weeks of coaching, of how to be a coach right from the ground up. I think that it's really cool because, one, it's a different voice than mine. And two, you might pick up some new things. I'm going in it. I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to check it out for 2 weeks. I'm going to see what's in there. I think that there could be some really great information that you can pull for your own business and future coaches that join your team as well. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to drop the link for this. If you guys want to be a part of it, just go to the link and you can ask to be a part of the group. This is open to your entire downline as well. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, you can. It is starting on Monday, the 30th. It goes until April 12th. Again, 2-week group. Refocus your business. Where are you at? Let's launch it again. Let's all start from the ground zero and going up. If you need that, if you're cool and you're good, don't feel like you have to be a part of it. I just wanted to offer it to people in case you felt maybe you're feeling a little stuck, or you're feeling like you just want some fresh ideas, or maybe you just need to see this 2-week group to be like, I know what I'm doing and I've got this. Because sometimes we get into our own head about that stuff too. So if you guys have any questions, I'll leave it open to questions. Other than that, we're like way over time here. But I think it was important to kind of get some of those conversations out. Any questions, you guys? All right. I love it. Thank you guys for being on here tonight. And we'll just continue to share so much stuff over the next couple of days in the FamJam Empire group. We are talking about qualification for the virtual, what is it called? Getaway? Virtual, what are they calling it? Someone help me.
Virtual vacay.
Virtual vacay? Is that what it's called? I shared it. Now I totally forget what it's called. Anyways, they're doing like the virtual retreat is the word I'm looking for in June. You must be a diamond and hold diamond for 6 weeks for that. So I'm going to be jumping into the group and sharing a little bit more about what that looks like. So you guys can grab some information this week about it. But again, we're starting next week, is 8 weeks until the end of when you can qualify for the virtual retreat with some of the most incredible speakers. The trainers are going to be there. They're doing brand new workouts that have never been seen before. There's going to be some really great workshops happening. I'm pretty sure we're going to be learning how to make spicy margaritas or something. I don't know. I'm here for it. I need someone's pool though. So yeah, stay tuned for that stuff. Lots of fun stuff happening amidst all the chaos and craziness. You guys are awesome. You guys are bosses. And I am just so lucky to be able to be leading our business the way that we are with all of you alongside us, because we couldn't be here without you guys. So we appreciate all of you. And I'm like so excited for 10 rounds. Please tell me you guys are like pumped for 10 rounds and we're ready to do this, because I'm ready to go. Yes, I love it. I also love Jax's face. Can we just talk about that picture for a second?
When I saw Shaw sitting there, I was like, is Jax behind her? Like, what? Why is she making that face? Like, I was totally confused.
Like a weird screensaver thingy bobber. I don't know. Anyways, love you guys. I'm gonna stop the recording.